Tonight will be the night that I will fall for you over again. Don't make me change my mind. I won't live to see another day. I swear it's true. Because a girl like you's impossible to find. You're impossible to find.
Oh my God.
Welcome back to 5, 6. Well, four's a crowd. I don't know what we're naming this.
Four's a group.
Four's a group.
That's just a normal group.
Normal, boring group dressed as Halloween. Guess who we are? Down in the comments. Bet you can't guess.
Should be.
Chris is a little boy.
Fairly easy.
I'm a little gay boy. What's that? Oh no, what's that?
I'm a little lad who loves berries and cream.
Right?
Your hair on his outfit.
Yeah, that's what we need to do.
Is that a Starburst? Or
Yes, the
yeah.
best Starburst commercial ever made.
Berries
Ever made.
and what did you say?
And cream?
Berries and cream.
Berries and cream. I'm a little lad who loves berries and cream. And he does a higher and faster.
Oh, gosh. Berries and cream. Berries and cream. I know we're starting this off happy, but we're going to take a sharp downturn here quickly because we're going to share
It's just
some
gonna be fun.
spine-tingling, spooky campfire stories.
What coach are you?
I'm Beard. I wanted to be Ted
Hey,
Lasso.
they're supposed to guess.
That's true.
Gave him the answer.
You know, if you stuck
We'll
around
make
this
sure our
long,
editor takes that part out.
he won't.
Who's that? We have one of those?
Oh.
Good luck finding hard workers nowadays.
He's got a system.
We got a nose and tail clipper. That's it.
Oh, man.
I took that literal for a second. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about?
No, the nose of it. Yeah.
We get our mani-pedis done. Just kidding.
Anyway, today we thought it would be a lot of fun to share some of the scariest stories we could find on the internet, whether on Reddit or some random website. I know Chris has pulled up some traditional campfire spooky
Oh,
stories.
yeah, some
Ooh, I
classic
like it.
ones.
Some classics.
You know what we should have done? We should have turned the lights off and just have our phone cameras shining up on our faces.
Why?
Like, remember? You know why.
I know.
Everyone knows why.
I'm just
Why?
kidding.
Because it's
Well,
creepy.
someone out there would complain that they can't see our faces.
We're
So
gonna see our faces. That's
you
the
can't
idea.
please everyone, okay?
That's the idea.
Nobody wants to see my face. You can
wanna
only
see
see
your
half
face.
of Tony's.
I know. And the good side showing.
Wait. Oh, that side?
No. This is the side on the camera. I said, and the good side showing. Don't want to see this monster. That's why I wear the mask to hide
There's
the
no
monster.
emotion.
From the side, you look like Skeeter from Doug.
Oh my gosh, he does.
Which side?
Yeah,
The white
the other
side.
side.
No, the other white side. I'm kidding.
What's up, Doug?
Dude, I saw an
Doug.
Instagram thing, and it was like all the 90s cartoon intros. It was like Doug, Rugrats, Rocket Power, Hey Arnold.
As funny as it is, we let the girls watch a lot of that early 90s.
It's so
cartoons.
much better.
Yeah.
Some of it's wild.
Some of it's wild.
Oh, yeah. Like Ren
like-
and Stimpy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Don't let them watch
yeah,
that.
that's those
I
gross.
hated that show growing up.
I hated it too because the animation. It was just
Oh, it
gross
drove
to me.
me nuts.
Like when they would do that, like ultra realistic.
Oh, yeah.
And show like something super
Nasty, like hair sticking out
Yes.
of it. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Like a piece of gum off the floor and it's got
Yeah.
like hair and like.
dude, SpongeBob
hated
does that.
I know, and I hate it.
The thing that drove me nuts was always that they were so much about the noses. It was like there was
Yes.
always like boogers coming out or
Yep.
something weird with the nose. Hated it.
Yep, and they would zoom in on it.
Yeah, drove me nuts. Anyway,
But the real
spooky season is upon us. If it's not apparent, let me introduce the table. We've got Cam,
Hey,
Chris,
Hello.
Tony,
Hey,
non-existent Zach, and me, Austin. I'll be your host tonight. Actually, this should be you. You should be the host, Mr.
I can.
Dang it, I'm not supposed to spoil the costumes, but I keep wanting to call you by your costumes.
I mean, at this point, they should have guessed already.
Phantom of the Opera.
Dude, I love that.
Inside
I do too.
my mind.
Sing once again with me.
The Phantom of the Opera is here.
that got in there.
Inside the podcast.
Dude, my mom watched that movie so much when I was a kid.
There was a movie?
The Gerard Butler one?
Yeah. No, well, yes.
The OG.
There was an older one. Yeah, and then they came out with a new one.
Weird.
Yeah, I kind of was surprised that Gerard Butler got that role. Like, he's not the greatest singer.
He didn't do bad, but he
Wasn't
does
terrible.
do sing once. Like what he sings, he
Yeah.
like goes hard in the paint. Yeah,
Yeah.
he does. You're like, okay, yeah. I love this song though.
All right, well, let's switch on the spooky.
Okay, spooky.
Who wants to share the first creepy story? Berries and cream. Berries and cream is not spooky.
It is actually good. It could be. Alrighty, I got one.
We could ask chat. We should we should give chat input and then have chat give us a scary story.
On it. Well, remember when I had it do like the 2-minute horror stories?
Oh, yeah.
You should have it do. I asked it for the spookiest story you could find, and I've got it chilling, ready to go.
Oh, you got a spooky one?
I've got a real. I like it. I told chat I wanted the spookiest it could find.
I bet it's dumb.
We'll find out. Have you ever used chat?
I mean, just for small things.
Oh yeah, you have.
Is there a free
not.
version of that?
Yeah,
Which one?
chat.
Chat.
It is
Chat
free.
GPT.
It is free.
Chat
It's just
GPT 's
limited.
free?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's like if you want the
I could
unlimited.
get lost on that.
It's fun. I tell you, dude, I use it for everything. Not everything, but a lot. All right, you going first?
Sure.
What
I got
kind
one.
of everything?
Alrighty.
Good.
This
I'm
one.
listening. What? I'm listening.
Okay.
You know, sorry, it just dawned on me. Who you should dress up as Halloween is that stinking sloth guy from Ice Age.
Still green.
Sid.
1000% you could be
Sid the
Sid the
Sloth.
Sloth, dude.
Is it my eyes?
I was just gonna ask
Everything.
that.
I don't know. It's
Pine cones.
Pine cones.
Oh my gosh.
When you do that.
The last of the season.
1000%, dude. I'm sorry. I hope you don't go home with the complex. That was not my
That was
intention.
terrible. My wife loves me. My children love me.
Scare the
All right.
crap out of us there, Phantom.
All right. So this one's called. Oh, by the way, I'm getting my material from Reddit. So these are actual stories told by other Redditors.
Real stories?
Real stories.
Ooh, okay.
So this one's
Allegedly.
called "Heard a Voice on a Baby Monitor." On Sunday, right after I put my 2.5-year-old down for bed, they were awake when they went down. I walked downstairs and turned the volume up on my baby monitor, which is an app on my phone connected through Wi-Fi. I heard a voice coming from the baby monitor app and heard my toddler responding back. Since I had just turned the volume up on my phone, I only heard the tail end of the other voice, followed by my toddler's response. My toddler was saying something about turning off the lights, which is part of their bedtime routine, using a very specific phrase that I use to talk about turning off the lights. For example, they'll say or the baby said, "I don't want to," and then the phrase. They didn't give the phrase.
That's weird.
But, so which makes it seem the other voice was using the specific phrase to my toddler. The voice might have sounded like a female, maybe even like me, but I was so taken back I can't say for sure. My husband and I were the only other ones home, and we both heard the voice and just looked at each other, and I got chills and felt a pit in my stomach. Only my husband and I have accounts for the monitor and have 2-factor authentications enabled, so we would get notified if someone was trying to log on. We are both logged into our phones and a tablet, which was right next to me at the time, unused. There's no other devices in her room besides a sound machine and the camera, so no Alexa, etc., that gives off any kind of voice. And then she says, I spoke to
I spoke to the baby monitor app tech support team, and they checked our camera details and confirmed the only device logged in were ours, and that the microphone was not used at all that day. So no one was talking to my toddler through that. So doesn't seem like it was a hacking. Monday early evening, 6 p.m.-ish, I was in my office, which shares a wall with my toddler's room. I heard 2 distinct knocks on the wall, which were so loud I jumped. 2 more knocks followed 30 seconds later. 1 minute later, the same thing, 2 knocks, then 2 knocks again. Our toddler also keeps saying a word that sounds like hokey. When we were in her room on Tuesday morning, I asked, "Where's Hokey?" And my toddler goes over to a toddler-sized chair in their room and says, "He's right here. He's waiting for me. He's standing on the chair." I know toddlers have quite the imaginations, but I was spooked to say the least. Other than that, I haven't heard or noticed anything unusual, but I'm completely on edge now, especially considering my toddler was involved. I've saged the whole house and saged the toddler's room twice. The knocking happened after the saging, for what it's worth.
Ew. Gross.
So the saging brought the demon.
Right?
I heard,
So they just hear
I heard
like 2
honky at
knocks.
first. I was like,
That's
racist. That's like, oh.
Gross. Dude, I don't know. Anything involving kids always freaks me out.
It is creepy.
Yeah.
I remember when we lived in our old house.
Ghost is racist.
And we had that earthquake.
Mm-hmm.
How many years ago was that now? 4?
2020.
4 years?
It was literally like the day we brought Kelsey home from the hospital.
Right.
Like,
We were terrified. Brand new baby, earthquake, COVID.
Yeah.
world was coming to an end.
Yeah.
That's why my beard's white.
And I just remember we had the earthquake, and I hurried and pulled up the cameras to check on Micah because she was sleeping, and the chair in her room was rocking, and it creeped me out, dude. Oh, it just looked so nasty on the monitor.
Yeah.
Even though I know it was because of the
Yeah, yeah.
earthquake, but it was still just like, oh, it felt so ominous, just nasty.
We
Anyway.
had, when we lived in our condo,
That's nasty.
and Brinley was still a baby, well, not like baby, but like 1.5. She had this rocking horse that if you squeezed its ear, it would neigh, and it would randomly go off, and like you didn't have to push it or anything. And then she also had this little like school bus thing that you could either ride on or push behind it, kind of help her learn to walk. And it had buttons on the front that would play different songs. But the weird thing was it would randomly go off too, but it would like, there was like maybe 4 songs that it would play, and it didn't matter which button you hit, it would just play them in a certain order.
Got you.
But it would play each song, like, and every time you hit the button, it would cycle through and go to the next song. And it would do that until it got to a certain song, and then it would stop and let that song play through. And then it would do it again, cycle through the other 3 until it got to the one, and then let it play through.
Gross.
And so Chris actually came over, and because I was like, dude, you got to come over and just see what's going on in the room. This was when you were still like really open to it and everything. Yeah. And from what we could kind of figure out from just kind of questions and stuff is that it was my grandma. And it was wild too, because like I would occasionally get the smell of her cigarette smoke. She was a big smoker. And so after hearing that, it kind of gave me almost a calmness. And not that I was like, I don't know. It was one of those things where like, yeah, it was like anytime things would happen like that, I would kind of be like, hi, grandma, kind of thing. But like,
Please
Stop it, Grandma.
Please stop, Grandma.
but
Go back to the
I don't
home,
know.
Grandma.
It was still pretty wild. Because then once we moved out of the condo, it's never really happened since.
Oh, weird.
But
Do you guys still have that toy?
the
They burned it.
They should have. They
right,
didn't.
the school bus thing we did, we actually had that until just recently. I think when we were living with my in-laws this last go around, it got left outside or something and rained on, and so we tossed it. But
Gotcha. Gosh, that's scarier than the story you shared, man. That creeps me out. But I was trying to think of, I don't think we ever had anything scary with the girls, because I remember when we had the babies, I think it was you that would share, like, that the kid would just point or stare at the corner of a room and just smile or something. And I was always nervous that would happen to me, and it never did.
Oh.
Yeah. Dude, kids are open to it. My niece, she was really open to it. I want to say she even still is. Even she's 21 now. But when she was a baby or younger, she would tell her mom all the time. She's like, I can't sleep. The singing is too loud. And she's like, what singing? And she would point to her ceiling.
Yeah,
she's like, up there, the singing, they're too loud. And yeah, and then she had an imaginary friend named Ina. But the way she would describe this friend, she said she had a blue bonnet. She didn't even know what a bonnet was. But she would describe her with a blue bonnet and, yeah, something else.
No thanks.
It was crazy.
Checking out of that one.
She saw the butter.
Oh, the blue bonnet butter.
Right.
Sorry, margarine.
Mars.
It's different.
Yeah.
I can't believe it's not butter.
I can't believe it's not butter.
All right. I'm going to share this one. I have not read this. I am trusting chat to give me the creepiest story it could find.
Okay.
So we are along for the ride. It was a cold October night, much like this one, when a group of campers gathered around their fire deep in the woods. The moon was full, and an eerie silence had settled around them, broken only by the occasional rustle of leaves in the breeze. They were swapping ghost stories with one of them. An older man who had lived near the forest all his life began to speak. "Have you ever heard about the Whistler?" he asked, his voice low and serious. The group shook their heads, intrigued. The man leaned closer to the fire. "It's an old legend round these parts, they say. The Whistler was once a man, a hunter who got lost in these very woods, on a night just like tonight. He never returned, but people claimed that if you were out here after dark, you'd hear him whistling, and if you do, don't answer. If you acknowledge him, you're inviting him in. First he'll call out to you with a low whistle, and then, if you respond, you'll start to hear his footsteps closer and closer." A nervous laugh escaped from one of the campers. "That's just a story, right?" The old man didn't smile. "The thing is, everyone who hears the whistle disappears without a trace. Some say the Whistler is still out there, wandering lost in the woods, looking for someone to keep him company. But if you hear him, it's already too late." As if on cue, from somewhere deep in the forest came a faint, slow whistle. The group froze, eyes wide with terror. No one moved, no one spoke. The whistle came again, this time a little closer. One of the campers, a young man, stood up, shaking his head. "It's just the wind, right?" But the others stayed seated, their fear growing as the whistle sounded again, closer still. It was unmistakable now, a human whistle, haunting and deliberate. The young man took a step forward toward the darkness. "Hello?" he called out nervously. Suddenly, the wind picked up, and the fire seemed to dim. The others shouted at him to stop, but he kept moving, walking deeper into the woods, following the sound. The whistle came again. This time, it was right behind him. The next morning, when the campers woke up, the young man was gone. They searched the woods, but no trace of him was ever found. All that remained was a lingering echo of a distant, mournful whistle as fading into the trees. Damn it, I ruined the last line.
You had it all perfect until right then.
You were doing so good.
Man, flop at the end.
Dang.
Tripped at the finish line.
Here's one for you.
Okay.
Speaking of the
That was
woods,
actually pretty good.
That was good.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got.
I wish I was actually around a campfire with kids. That'd freak
That's
them
what
out,
I'm
man.
saying.
Dude.
That
And
would
then have
freak
one
him
of us
out.
in the woods whistling.
Yes.
Oh, it'd be so
These
good.
are the things we need to do.
Well, I mean, your kids are older, but I need to wait till mine are.
Dude, Jude would piss his pants.
Alden would have to wear his brown pants.
You wore your brown pants. Wait, is that what he's? Isn't it Deadpool?
Yeah.
I can see.
You might be wondering why I wear the red suit. That's so bad guys can't see me bleed. This guy has the right idea. He wore the brown pants.
That's it.
I should have worn my white pants.
Hey, look what I got on.
We'll see every bit of it.
All right, Cam.
You're walking in the woods. There's no one around you, and your phone is dead. Out of the corner of your eye, you spot him. Shia LaBeouf.
What?
He's following you about 30 feet back.
Oh, is this that song?
Yeah.
I love it. Keep going.
It's
Keep
just the
going.
lyrics to the song.
Keep going.
He gets down on all fours and he breaks into a sprint. He's gaining on you.
Shia LaBeouf.
You're looking for your car, but you're all turned around. He's almost upon you. Now you can see there's blood on his face. My gosh, there's blood everywhere. Running for your life from
Shia LaBeouf.
He's brandishing a knife. It's
Shia LaBeouf.
lurking in the shadows. Hollywood superstar.
Shia LaBeouf.
Living in the woods.
Shia LaBeouf.
Killing for sport.
Shia LaBeouf.
Eating all the bodies. Actual cannibal Shia LaBeouf.
I barely remember.
Dude,
that.
I love this video so much. It's so dumb.
I think I've only seen it the
haven't heard
one
it?
time.
No.
Get ready. There's more.
Oh, wow.
Oh, it still goes?
Now it's dark and you seem to have lost him.
Help me say it, because
Yeah, when I point,
I need a
you
chorus.
guys just go. You
Okay.
just whisper Shia LaBeouf. Now it's dark and you seem to have lost him, but you're hopelessly lost yourself.
Shia LaBeouf.
Stranded with a murderer, you creep silently through the underbrush. Aha! In the distance, a small cottage with a light on. Hope. You move stealthily toward it, but your leg, it's caught in a bear trap. Gnawing off your leg. Quiet. Limping toward the cottage. Quiet. Now you're on the doorstep. Sitting inside is Shia LaBeouf, sharpening an axe,
Shia LaBeouf.
but he doesn't hear you enter.
Shia LaBeouf.
You're sneaking up behind him. Strangling superstar Shia LaBeouf. Fighting for your life with
Shia LaBeouf.
Wrestling a knife from
Shia LaBeouf.
Stab it in his kidney. Save it last from
Shia LaBeouf.
You limp into the dark woods. Blood oozing from your stump leg. You've beaten Shia LaBeouf. Wait, he isn't dead. Shia, surprise. There's a gun to your head and death in his eyes, but you can do jujitsu. Body slam superstar Shia LaBeouf. Legendary fight with
Shia LaBeouf.
normal Tuesday night for
Shia LaBeouf.
You try to swing an exit,
Shia LaBeouf.
but blood is draining fast from your stump leg. He's dodging every swipe. He parries to the left. You counter to the right. You catch him in the neck. You're chopping off his head now. You have just decapitated Shia LaBeouf. His head topples to the floor, expressionless. You fall to your knees and catch your breath. You're finally safe from Shia LaBeouf.
My God.
What gave you that idea? I mean, I forgot all about that.
You were talking about the wood. You were talking about like going through the woods and stuff, and I started singing it.
Oh, really?
And so I was like, this would be fun.
That's
I'm excited
awesome.
you guys haven't seen it. We'll have to watch it after this. If you haven't seen it, go watch just look up the Shia LaBeouf music video or whatever. It's freaking great. It's one of the funniest things I've ever seen in
Is
my
that
life.
the same one where you see him standing clapping?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, it's so
I
good.
think I've only seen it the one time, and that's
Is he clapping at the song?
Yeah.
'Cause it's a
He's
play.
the only person in the audience.
Oh,
It's so when you see it, you'll recognize it too.
okay.
so good.
It's a really popular GIF
I've seen the GIF,
where,
but
where he's in like a suit and he's like,
yes.
yeah, it's from this.
Okay.
So it's so funny.
That's awesome.
Chris, you got one?
I got one.
Okay.
It's called Gotcha Where I Want Ya.
Dude, this story, not gonna lie, it gave me nightmares for weeks.
Gross.
Well, I mean, I was a kid, but
Sure.
Kid around a campfire. Really, this was just 4 weeks
It was in
ago.
his
I just
late-
barely got
late
over
20s.
this fear.
It was a dark and stormy night, and a man came into the hotel lobby, soaking wet, and said, "Give me a room." "I'm sorry," said the desk clerk. "We only have one room left, and it's haunted." "I don't care," said the man. "I don't believe in ghosts." "All right," said the desk clerk. "I warned you." And he gave the man the key. The man went up to his room, lay on the bed, read his newspaper, and he heard a voice. "Got you where I want ya. Now I'm gonna eat ya." The man went, "Eek!"
Was you, man?
Jumped out of the window, had a heart attack, and died. About an hour later, a wrestler came into the hotel office. "Give me a room, pencil neck." The clerk said, "I'm sorry, we only have one room left and it's haunted." "I ain't afraid of no pencil neck ghost. Give me the key or I'll slam you."
Randy Savage.
Yeah.
The clerk said,
I got you for 3 minutes.
"All right." "Oh, yeah." "All right." "All right, I warned you." The wrestler went up to the room, started flexing his muscles in the mirror. After a minute, here came the voice. "Got you where I want ya. Now I'm gonna eat ya." The wrestler went, "Ah!" Jumped out the window, had a heart attack, and died.
He died.
You dad.
After about an hour, a kid came into the office. "I need a room," he said. "I'm sorry," said the clerk. "There's only one room left, and it's haunted." "I don't care," said the kid. "I need a room." "All right," said the hotel clerk. "I warned you." And he gave him the key. Kid went upstairs, lay on the bed, watched a little TV, and he heard the voice. "Got you where I want ya. Now I'm gonna eat ya." Kid turned off the TV. "Got you where I want ya. Now I'm gonna eat ya." Kid got up off the bed, started looking around. "Got you where I want ya. Now I'm gonna eat ya." Voice was coming from the closet. Again. "Got you where I want ya. Now I'm gonna eat ya." The kid walked over to the closet, put his hand on the doorknob. Again. "Got you where I want ya. Now I'm gonna eat ya." The kid slowly opened the closet door. "Got you where I want ya. Now I'm gonna eat ya." And inside there was a monkey with his finger up his nose, and he pulled out a big booger and said, "Got you where I want ya. Now I'm gonna eat ya."
Classic.
Classic.
Classic. I remember that story being way creepy as a kid.
Right?
Yeah,
Dude, I mean, camping around a campfire just adds so much ominous to these stories.
I tried doing it justice.
I remembered it being an old man, not a monkey.
Oh, I always
Why
heard
is
it
this
as a
monkey talking?
I think an old man would be even creepier.
Got you where I want ya.
He was English. He was.
I remember the if the law grows over, we all die.
The what?
Basically, the same kind of story, but when they're in there, they hear "If the log rolls over, we all die." And long story short, they go in there. It's a bunch of ants on a turd in the toilet.
I remember that one
Forgot
too.
about that one. Are you kidding me?
These were
That's
scary.
funny. That is funny.
Hopefully I did it justice, because I remember
was
it being
great.
terrifying too.
So I have another ChatGPT made one.
Okay.
I told it to make something super creepy for around the campfire.
We should we on one of these we should give it total prompts like an act like a
Yeah. Well,
ad lib it.
so this one, it starts out, it's like, as the fire crackles and casts long shadows, I'd lean in a little closer to the flame, my voice dropping to a near whisper.
Oh, so it's even
It's like
describing the
preparing
narrator.
itself. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll see what it says. I haven't read it.
All right.
Years ago, in a small, forgotten village nestled deep in the woods, there lived a man named Elias. He was known for one thing. He could find anything, lost items, hidden things, even secrets people wished to bury. His skills were unmatched, but they came with a price no one really understood. One day, a wealthy merchant from a distant town sought him out. His daughter, a girl of no more than 8, had disappeared from their home without a trace. The merchant, frantic and desperate, had searched everywhere, but there was no sign of her. His last hope was Elias. Elias agreed, but as always, he warned the merchant of the cost. The merchant waved it off, offering gold and jewels, anything to bring his daughter back. But Elias only nodded and said, "The payment is yours to give, but what I find may not be what you expect." Elias set off at dawn, following the faintest of clues, whispers in the trees and marks on the earth only he could see. For 3 days and nights he searched without rest. On the 4th day, as the sun set, he came into a clearing, deep in the heart of the forest, a place where no one had ever dared to venture. There, standing among the gnarled roots of an ancient tree, was the girl. She looked unharmed, her pale face turned towards Elias, but something was wrong. Her eyes, they were too dark, like shadows swimming in her gaze. And when he smiled, it wasn't the smile of a child, it was something older, something that didn't belong in this world. Elias approached carefully. Knowing what he had found wasn't the merchant's daughter, not really. "Who are you?" he asked. The girl tilted her head, her voice like a whisper carried in the wind. "I am what you sought," she said, "but I am not what you wish to find."
Ooh.
Elias knew then what had happened. The girl had been taken by something in the forest, something ancient and hungry, and in her place this thing had returned. It looked like her, spoke like her, but it wasn't her.
That legit gave me chills. I had goosebumps. Go ahead, keep going.
Elias brought the girl back to the merchant, who wept with joy at seeing his daughter again. But as Elias handed the girl over, he whispered to the merchant, "She is not yours anymore. Remember my warning. What I find may not be what you expect." The merchant dismissed Elias's words. Too blinded by his relief, he took his daughter home, believing the nightmare was over. But that night, strange things began to happen. Doors opened and closed on their own. Shadows moved where there shouldn't be any. And the girl, she barely slept. Slept. Barely slept.
Wouldn't do her chores.
What good is she?
Oh, she would stand by her parents' bed at night, watching them with those dark, empty eyes, smiling that strange, unsettling smile. Within days, the merchant's wife grew ill. Then the servants began to disappear, one by one, leaving only faint traces of blood behind. The merchant, in his desperation, sought out Elias again, but by then it was too late. Elias had warned them, some things once found can never be returned. That's it.
Oh my god.
That was good. Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Oh. And then it finishes with, "And as I finished, I'd let the firelight flicker over my face, the silence hanging heavy in the air, leaving the unsettling thought lingering. What if some things we search for shouldn't be found at all?"
Sometimes I thank God.
Robots, man, they thought this up.
Dude,
Full
chat
unnecessary
is
prayer.
insane.
That's crazy.
That was pretty
Good
creepy.
stuff.
That was completely made up from chat.
That was all chat. And I like the prompt I gave it was, what did I say?
It takes a bunch of stuff from other things, though, it makes sense.
Oh, it learns from other things and compiles it itself. I said, imagine you're around a campfire and you're a master storyteller. What is the most unsettling short story you would tell?
Dang. It kind of had like a Pet Cemetery vibe.
What about the
Yeah.
hairy toe?
Oh yeah, tell us about that hairy toe.
You remember
Dude,
that
we should just read excerpts from, what is it?
one?
That book.
Scary
Oh,
stories
Scary
to tell.
Story-
They're-
Yeah, with
That's good.
the creepiest animation on this planet.
Yeah. You mean the cover?
Yes.
Yeah,
It's
dude.
so
Well,
gross.
even
I
the
never
pictures throughout
picked
the
that
book.
book up.
Even the pictures
Oh,
throughout the
yeah.
book.
So gross.
Oh, they were creepy.
Is that the one? Did the story about the lady with the ribbon around her neck come from that?
Yeah, dude.
Okay, so I thought so.
I don't know
good.
that story. I mean, I think I know it, but I'm not sure.
Dude,
That
that
one's
story's
rough.
great.
That's rough.
Can you read it?
Yeah.
We can find it.
Someone read it
What's it
for me.
called?
'Cause-
Isn't it like the red ribbon?
Because
or
it's
something?
S.E.
think so.
Slosser or whatever did the scary, but it's all compiled from other stories that he put together. So the hairy toe. You want to look for that and I'll read this one?
Yeah.
Once there was an old woman who went into the woods to dig up some roots to cook for dinner. She spotted something funny sticking out of the leaves and dug around it until she uncovered a great, big, hairy toe.
I think I know this one too.
There was some good meat on that toe, which would make a real tasty dinner. So the old woman put it in her basket and took it home. When she got back to her cottage, the old woman boiled up a kettle full of hairy toe soup, which she ate for dinner that night. It was the best meal she'd had in weeks. The old woman went to bed that night with a full stomach and a big smile. Along about midnight, a cold wind started blowing in the tops of the trees around the old woman's house. A large black cloud crept over the moon. From the woods, a hollow voice rumbled. Hairy toe, hairy toe, I want my hairy toe. Inside the house, the old woman stirred uneasy in her bed and nervously pulled the covers up over her ears. From the woods there came a stomp, stomp, stomping noise as the wind whistled and jerked at the treetops. In the clearing at the edge of the forest, a hollow voice said, Hairy toe, hairy toe, I want my hairy toe. Inside the house, the old woman shuddered and turned over in her sleep. A stomp, stomp, stomping sound came from the garden path outside the cottage. The night creatures shivered in their burrows as a hollow voice hollered, Hairy toe, hairy toe, I want my hairy toe. Inside the house, the old woman snapped awake. Her whole body shook with fright as she listened to the angry howling in her garden. Jumping out of the bed, she ran to the door and barred it. Once the cottage was secure, she lay back down to sleep. Suddenly, the front door of the cottage burst open with a bang, snapping the bar in two and sending it flying into the corners of the room. There came the stomp, stomp, stomping noise of giant feet walking up the stairs. Peeping out from under the covers, the old woman saw a massive figure filling her doorway. It said, Hairy toe, I want my hairy toe. The old woman sat bolt upright in terror and shouted, I ate your hairy toe. Yes, you did, the giant figure said very gently. Oh, that wasn't gently, as it advanced into the room. No one living in the region ever saw the old woman again. The only clue to her disappearance was a giant footprint a neighbor found pressed deep in the loose soil of the meadow beside the house. The footprint was missing the left big toe. You got it!
Hairy toe. I remember that story again from Campfire. Man, you know what's things like this remind me of
I love those.
part of what was amazing about the 90s, right? I don't know about you, but I often get fed in my feeds and stuff about how great the millennial generation is because we're right in the middle of that cusp of not having internet and having internet.
Right.
And so it's like we got to experience both worlds. And part of the gold from the era pre-internet was that somehow these stories cycled throughout the nation. And we all heard these stories without having internet to share them.
Yeah.
That is cool.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like similar thing with the whole Marilyn Manson and not having a rib. We all know
Yeah,
that
gross.
story,
So gross.
but it never
Rumor
cycled
has
on
it-
the internet.
He's a freak.
I'd try it out.
Or the Bloody Mary.
Yes, exactly.
yeah.
It's just
Bloody
like
Mary. That
things
was
just
Urban legends, horror stories.
things
all
just
that.
made their way through the webbing of just people
Dude, that's why
communicating. and
urban
talking.
legends and stuff were so creepy back then because it was like, it's just a story, right? Well, I don't know. Like, there's no way to
Right.
fact check anything. And like,
Yeah.
yeah.
A lot of the scary has gotten ruined from, in a way, being
Oh, yeah.
able to fact check it,
Right.
and because it's just all hearsay.
Well,
Because
it's like
it's the what if that always
Yeah.
freaks you out.
even when I watch, like, I love to follow like a bunch of ghost things and just spooky stuff, but it's like you watch it with a grain of salt, I guess, where it's like you're watching like
Skepticism.
that's fake. Like
Mm-hmm.
even some of the popular ghost shows like Ghost Hunters and all those.
They
I'm like,
dramatize it and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but
Yeah, we wouldn't know anything about that.
Yeah. Nothing. Those footsteps were real. I don't care
Dude,
who you are.
those, I am not going to lie. Those 1,000% are real.
Yes.
One of the freakiest things ever.
I think we actually shared the footage of the project file and like how.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
don't know
you
if we
did.
shared that in a Mentry video or.
what are you talking about?
So when
When
we
we-
went and did that haunting of that mansion that we
Oh,
did
yeah,
for
yeah.
Mentry, I'll do my best. Remind me if I don't, but I'll try and link the Mentry episode where we went and tried to
Find
talk
ghosts.
find ghosts at this old mansion down here in Ogden, and we didn't recognize it at the time or notice it. But there's this part in the video, and it's because of some of our viewers that noticed it. Because even editing it, I still didn't see it or hear it. But there's this part where we're all on this wooden staircase, and I'm behind. I'm trying, like, this is all from memory, and I don't really remember it too vividly, but I want to say Cam is ahead of me, and Zach, I think, is right behind you. Maybe Tony. Either way, the three of you are on the stairs. Oh, maybe you're leading.
Yeah,
I
Chris
thought I
was
was
in
up
front.
I was at top.
Chris
right?
Chris is up front, and then I know you're for a fact in front of me, and then either Tony or Zach are in front of me, and then the other one's behind me.
Good memory, man.
No, everyone
all
was
over
in
the map.
front. You were the
Dude,
last one on those stairs.
I
We were
would've
all in
remembered
Well,
front
but there
of
was
any of
someone
that.
on the ground with me.
me.
Was
So
it you?
them three were on the stairs, but I was ahead of you
So
on the floor.
There's like stairs, landing area, more stairs. We were up on the second set of stairs, right?
No, in this video we were on the first
Yeah.
set.
Oh,
I just
see, I don't know.
so I just remember there was someone on the ground with me, and then you can see everyone who's with us in the shot, aside from the person right next to me, and the three guys pause on the stairs, and right as we're paused, and then you said something, or maybe it was your
No,
phone.
his EVP
Yeah, your
thing
EVP
made
thing.
noise.
That's what it was. And we all paused to listen, and literally you hear footsteps running up the stairs. And
yeah.
and you can see us all. Well, you can't see all of us. You can see three guys in frame. You can see that I'm not moving because I'm holding the camera, and then the person next to me is not on the stairs. So, but you just hear footsteps running up, and it's
And none of us caught it.
none
at
of
the
us caught
time.
it in the moment. And
crazy.
in the project file, like when I'm editing, you can see in the timeline, and I don't remember where I shared that footage,
You might have just shared with us, but
or
no,
maybe
I think it was in the video.
or maybe it was on Instagram that I shared it. But anyway,
Yeah.
literally in the project file, I went back and I rechecked everything to make sure I didn't like overlay audio, nothing, and it was clean as can be. And it literally, you just hear the footsteps. Creepiest thing I've ever seen.
I still got that thing.
Do you?
That
Oh,
app.
the EVP?
Yeah,
Dude, I so badly want to do it again.
I would do it.
Same.
That was so fun.
I'm wearing the shirt under here.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Squad Ghouls, baby. That's one of
that
my
was
favorite
funny.
pajama shirts.
That was
It's
so funny.
comfy. That was
Yeah.
at least the thing, right?
Chris got him.
Yeah, it wasn't. Or,
No,
or
he
maybe
bought
you
him.
got
He
I
just
have
bought
good
him at the store.
ideas.
Oh, okay.
I was like, I'm getting all the guys' shirts.
Oh,
And
okay.
she's like, look at this one. I was like, yeah, that one. So
That's
she
the
helped, of
one.
course. It was a team effort.
I
was
just
your
know that
idea?
Lisa
Always the
had the
bridesmaid,
whole
never a
group thing.
bride.
But that was freaky, man.
So funny.
Oh, so good. We need to do another scary.
I would do it.
Well, okay. So
Oh,
can I
100%.
share? I'm going to share with you guys something that I've been trying to get on our. So I reached out to you guys a few weeks ago asking if we could film some stuff on weekends, right? Mm-hmm. They've all fallen through, every single one of them. I'm freaking mad. So the first one was going to be, we were going to go down to Jump in, it's like down near Provo, but it's a VR where you put on a headset and a wingsuit, and literally you virtual reality, you jump off of a cliff and you wingsuit it down.
That'd be rad.
Yeah, but the suit inflates, and like you're in a wind tunnel and everything. Like it
crap.
looks and feels just like you're doing the real thing. And so I was in contact with them. That fell through. It's like we were in conversations. We were hashing out the dates. And then she was like, nope, sorry. Or communications just literally just ended. Like I wrote her 4 times, nothing.
Jeez.
The next one, you're going to be bummed about this. I reached out. There's a local thing at the CIA where you can go and get an actual placard of some sort for like civilian security, or I can't remember what it's called. But the final stage of it is you get to go do a splatter room. Where you get like a dummy and you can like take a bat and then like study the splatters and stuff.
Oh my god.
And so we reached out to them and I was like, hey, let's do this. Like, this would be great. And they're like, sorry, we're not interested. That was it. That was like,
just cut off.
yeah. And I'm like, well, I mean, okay. Looking at it, if I'm looking at it from a positive perspective, it means that they're just eager to do their real job. So that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I was also in touch with like a haunted attraction thing, and communications with them also fell through.
Dang.
Like I am just so frustrated at everything because I've been trying so hard to get us like a fun group thing and nothing has worked.
Dang.
But anyway,
We'll find one.
we'll find one.
We'll get there.
I
Appreciate you, buddy.
Hey,
Yeah.
yeah. I want to get a nice scary one though. I think that'd be fun. If we could find another spot that's haunted, that'd be great.
Oh, I'd love
Oh, I
it.
wanted to go to that restaurant.
Oh yeah, what was that called? Gray
Great
Lodge.
Cliff
Gray
Lodge.
Cliff
It's
Lodge.
closed down.
Is it really?
Yeah. They were trying to find somebody to buy it. Nobody was interested in buying it to keep it
Oh,
going.
Really?
I didn't know that.
Yes, we should find who's selling it.
Let's
Maybe
go
see.
pass some tresses.
Yeah. Yeah. Just remember, they have night vision. Just remember that. We thought
I
we were
know.
so clever.
I know nothing about this.
One of my biggest regrets, man, is why didn't we just spend the night?
We should have. You know, I mean, I feel like they would have came in looking for us though.
You think?
Yeah.
We could have snuck and gotten away.
I think so.
Who
I don't know.
Who has the white silica or the silver silica?
That's right. Don't
Austin
drive
over here.
easily
This
seeable
guy-
cars.
This guy does.
I didn't
They
wanna-
made me come. I didn't even want to come.
That was not at all what I said. That is not at all what I said.
They made me do it, officer.
You guys, your memory's bullshit.
I knew we shouldn't have come. I didn't even want to.
I didn't say that. I would never say that.
Oh, that's so funny.
You guys all have different memories for something I said. I didn't say.
I know. But you did.
I did it.
2 of the 3 of us remember it that way.
Was it only us 3? Oh,
Yeah.
we don't-
It was just the 3 of us.
just you and me?
Yeah, just the 3
It was
of
just
us.
us 3? I thought there was somebody else there.
Not that time.
Yeah, the ghosties.
Was that with the puppy? We heard the puppy on the other side of the wall.
No.
No.
You guys weren't there for
I
that?
swear there was more people there. Was it really just the 3 of us?
That was just us. Because
Oh,
that was the
it
night
was-
that we scared the crap out of that
Oh,
other
that
group.
other group that was causing havoc.
Slammed the 2x4 and stuff. And
Raped it across.
Should we
the
tell
country.
this story? I feel like we've now talked about it so much that now we need to share the
I
story.
feel like we've shared the story. But
Well, we
can't.
already paid our penance.
I don't know. I don't know if we have shared this story.
You have. Yeah,
Oh.
we've talked about it with
Okay.
our own scary experiences, like in
On the
older,
podcast?
older episodes. Yeah.
Okay.
I think it was actually just last year. So if you go back to our last spooky season, I think
Really?
it
We
was-
talked about this then?
Uh-huh. I'm pretty sure.
Yep.
Because Chris had the majority of the stories, but I'm pretty sure we shared it.
Okay.
They were creepy.
My
I mean, we
memory
could
is
share it
shot.
again, but
Oh,
My
your
memory's
memory's
shot.
better than mine.
see, that's why
So you're saying
Maybe.
they were right.
They are not right.
I can't remember last year, but I know for a fact that 10 years ago
I
said,
know Mama didn't raise no bitch, okay? I didn't do that.
I'm on nootropics. I got my memory.
My memory is sharp.
Shaw.
All
That's a
right.
tech.
I got another story.
My mom didn't raise me. Oh man, I didn't even want to come. That's all I remember.
I swear it
I
was
might
something
have-
along those lines. Because you didn't want to go.
You did.
Maybe I didn't.
It was when Chris and Lisa still lived in
But
their.
I didn't say that to the cop.
You were speaking out loud, I think, when we got caught.
Yeah,
'Cause
you
it was
didn't say
right
it like.
as soon as he came around the corner, you're like, man, I didn't even want to come.
Yeah. Because we were, Chris and I, we both were like, we're gonna go to the schools, and you were like, no, let's go do something else. And we were like, you can, but we're gonna go to the
Yeah,
schools.
we're gonna go to the
And so you're like, oh, fine, I guess I'll go. And so you came with us, and then that's when that happened.
These guys made me come.
All right, maybe mom did raise a bitch. I don't know.
I think you were just like, I remember when all of a sudden he comes around, and you're like, man, I didn't even want to come. Like, I just remember you like talking out loud what was in your head, right?
Dude, I just remember I was so hyped up on just the paranormal stuff that when they came around that corner as we were getting ready to run, I was more just scared of the fact of just ghosts still. The thought of a police officer ready to shoot me didn't even faze me. Yeah.
Your mind went there. That police officer shooting you.
Well, because they came out,
Trespassing?
weren't they like saying like freeze? I don't think they were drawn, but
Did
they say freeze?
Light. They didn't draw. They just had the light on us.
but I swear don't move or something like they.
Yeah.
Can't run from night vision. Like,
Yeah.
oh damn.
That's clever.
Kept seeing your head poking out.
Yeah. And Austin's like, it was his idea.
Okay, now you're throwing too much.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, I'm overdoing it now.
That was fun.
I told him we should.
We had our hand over our flashlights, letting
Yeah.
just enough light
Dude,
through to see where we were
nothing.
going. Think
Not-
we
All
were
right,
so-
okay. Now we just need to tell the dang story. Because now we're
Okay,
not
retell
painting a
it.
good
Well, I
story.
mean, we basically have. Just piece it together.
So I didn't want to go.
So yeah, back in the day, before kids and stuff, we loved to go ghost hunting, and there was a place in Brigham City. I know it's a
No,
bad
it
term,
is.
but
It
it's,
is what it is.
we called them the Indian schools just
That's what it
because
was.
that's what they were. And before that, though, it was hospitals. It was
Yeah.
a hospital for one of the wars, wasn't it?
It was like
That
burn
was-
patients and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they spec.
Rehab.
I mean, again, this is
Speculatory.
back before we could fact check things. But yeah, it was supposed to be like a hospital, and one of the areas was a burn victim area.
Yeah.
Like the burn unit.
Yeah, the burn unit.
Then, yeah, after the war and everything, then it turned into the Indian schools because there was still segregation
Yeah.
going on and different things like that. But then at that point, then it was just all abandoned. Just these huge, I mean, they were gigantic buildings, and there was
They were so long.
rows of them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I still don't even understand how big buildings like that just go abandoned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that makes
It was
sense.
a whole-
They have no money to finish them or upkeep them,
No.
and so they just
Yeah.
leave
It was
them.
a whole complex, right? And then they had tunnels underneath that connected them all that were service tunnels.
Can you pull up a picture of them real fast?
Brigham City
But-
Indian schools.
So the to kind of paint a picture, there were these giant brick buildings, and they were basically just super long hallways with 2 or 3 stories, and it would be like 3 or 4 buildings or parallel hallways just running parallel to each other,
Pulled up.
and then one across, and so you'd get these crazy. Yeah,
That's them.
can you get an aerial shot of them?
Maybe was that one? Ooh.
Is it
Yeah,
just
dude,
cycling
That's
through?
ominous.
Oh,
That's so freaky.
That's cool.
that's not.
what happened.
It's just Brigham City
Now it's
scenery
just-
now.
Yeah, now it's just going through other stuff. But if you
So this is
look
Brigham
at-
City. That's beautiful.
It's beautiful. That's beautiful.
So pretty.
There's got to be
It's like
an
this.
aerial shot right there. That one on the right.
This?
Yes, yeah, click that. So these are the Indian schools.
There you go.
There you go. So see how they're all parallel, and then you have the one that intersects all of them. Well, the majority of them. There at the top.
This right here?
Yeah. So I think those are the ones that we went into.
Well, not
That's
this
a
time.
lot of
Because we went
buildings.
into the one that was kind of a standalone because that was the one we heard rumored was the burn unit.
Well, but it connected because remember.
Those are all the tunnels that connect. All of them connect with those
Yeah.
tunnels.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we had gone through to this place multiple times, explored different areas. Some of them were the tunnels. Anyway, so those are huge. They're giant buildings. And the hallways are, I don't know, how long would you say? 500 yards? They're stupid
They just
long.
went on forever.
Yeah, and so you're
200.
in the middle of these hallways that are gigantic, and there's rooms on each side because they're hospital style. And
Or like a school.
yeah, and then you get to that one intersecting point that just runs down the length of it, and it felt so creepy because you couldn't look down every hallway all at one time.
It was
Well,
all an
and-
abyss.
And the other scary thing, I mean, paranormal stuff aside, there was markings and stuff on the wall that like Satanists you could tell were there, and
Satan
Yeah.
is king.
and
Look at this.
Oh, sorry. Yes,
Yeah, dude.
oh,
super creepy.
dude, seeing it in like modern for its time, that's even more ominous. I feel like
I mean, they're both creepy, dude. Super creepy.
my dad remembers when they were still the schools.
That's crazy. And so the three of us go
There's
there.
a good shot.
Yes, there you go. So I don't know. I mean, it's impossible to tell which ones we actually went into because so many of them had been destroyed and leveled and all that.
Yeah.
But we got into one of them. And on this particular exploration of ours, they had boarded up all the windows and doors. And so the only way we could get in was there was this cement platform that was a story up. And we had to boost one another to it. And there was a broken window that we crawled through. And so the person on bottom would boost the other two, and then we would help the other person up. And so just as we get up onto that cement platform, we hear another group of people coming out from the basement of one of the buildings next to us.
Were they
And so-
coming out or going in?
One guy came out and he said that there was still other people in there. And so we knew that we could wait and scare the dickens out of them. And so Tony at the time was working at a haunted house. So we knew he knew how to freak people out. And so we just patiently waited. And the guy, as he came out, he also told us, didn't he say that they heard some sort of like
Drums or something.
No, it was what those boxes that you wind up and then you open?
Just a little music box.
Yeah. And they were like, we heard one of those music boxes. And so they panicked and got out, but there was still that group coming. And so we waited. And eventually they made their way out. And as they did, Tony had this giant 2x4 and he slid it across the cement and then he clapped it.
Well, I slid it first, and it had nails in it, so
Right.
you had that sound of metal on concrete, like going across it.
Yeah.
And it kind of was just enough for to peek there, like, what was that? Kind of thing, and they're like looking around.
Raggy.
And then
I want to say I did that like once or twice, and then I took the whole thing. And this 2x4 was a good 10 feet long.
yeah, it was long.
And so that sound of slapping it down had a cut, and they were just like, ah!
They panicked.
F this, we're out.
Yeah. And so after that, it was all giggles. we were all brave and having fun.
Those losers.
We crawl into this window, and we're in the burn victim area that we thought. And so the roof, and coincidentally, it also caught fire.
Yeah.
Right? So the building itself was shoddy. The roof was missing in loads of areas. There was loads of water damage from the roof damage. And so we're crawling through this very unsafe second level hospital. And
Holes in the floor.
holes in the floor you had to dodge.
At any moment, we could have fallen
We
through.
could
it.
have
Oh,
died.
100%.
Yeah.
We were so stupid. I mean, we still are, but even then we were more. But so we're walking through this thing, and here's the funniest part. We never went prepared.
No.
Did you ever realize that? We never went prepared.
Well, we had flashlights.
No, we didn't.
Yeah, we did.
We had our phones.
No, we had flashlights.
You had a flash? I didn't.
Oh, phones didn't have flashlights back then?
It was flashlights
No,
because,
they
like I
did.
said, I remember putting my hand over the
I
flashlight.
just remember using my phone.
Oh.
My little tiny phone light.
Because I want to say back then, I mean, it was still flip phones, and so I don't think
mine had the slider or whatever.
I don't think I had
yeah.
a flashlight on mine.
We had flashlights, and we just let a crack of light through.
Right.
This was after the fact, though. Like at first, yeah, we were still just shining, looking around. I want to say we were still trying to record and take pictures and doing all the classic ghost hunting stuff.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, we're on a second story up, and we happen to look out on the road, and we see a car parked, and we're like, "Is that a cop? That's a cop."
I'm like, "That's an Impala, dude. That's a cop car for sure."
Yeah.
And
so
I didn't want to be here.
you can, dang it.
I didn't even want to come.
I'm done. I'm going up.
I'm just kidding.
I don't know how that slid off. That was creepy.
But then we just had this thought. We're like, okay, my car's parked up over here, so let's go down and around, and we'll
all
go
the way through all the buildings.
All the way through. We just had this idea of just like we said, keeping our flashlights as dim as possible, going through all the hallways and different things, and we're like, and then we'll hop out a window on this back side, and then we'll book it for the car and go. And so we do just that, get all the way around, we hop out the window, and we're like, okay, on the count of 3, we're gonna go. And it was like 1, 2, 3, and right then all the cops come around. Well, not all the cops, both of them.
All both of them.
They come around the corner and they're, wait, don't move, kind of thing. We're like, oh.
Helicopters come flying in. SWAT team kicks down the door. They got canines barking.
Flashbang.
They must have been real bored.
I mean, it was Brigham City, dude. It's like ghost town over there.
I think we had the entire PD, and like I said, it was all both of them.
And
But yeah, they're sitting there though, like they were talking up the whole thing as far as like they're like, oh, you guys, you're looking at jail time and blah blah blah, like all this, and wanting to like take us away right then and there.
I was so panicked.
But yeah, then
That was their intention, I'm sure.
they just ended up writing us a trespassing ticket, gave us a court date, and so the court date was a story in itself.
Oh, right.
Because then, yeah, we go to court up in Brigham City, the 3 of us, and this was like public court. So the setting is like
all the hooligans.
It's like a small courtroom. You have the little stand in the middle of the room where whoever's being tried stands there. You got the judge, no jury or anything, and then everyone else waiting to be tried is at the back of the room. And the first guy right out of the gate is like underage drinking or something, and he's pissing the judge off. Judge gets all snappy with him.
Yeah,
He wouldn't tell him who he was with.
Yeah.
He's like, okay, put him in jail.
Yeah, he's like, put him in contempt, and he sits him on the side. And we're like, crap, this judge is already fired up. We're screwed.
Yeah.
And so then he calls one of us first, and then he's like, now I'm to understand there's 2 more of you all here together. And so we're like, yeah. And so he has all 3 of us come up. And again, he starts saying, he's like, yeah, you're looking at like a $500 fine and a couple days in jail and blah, 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 like all this stuff. And
Up to 14 days in jail.
yeah.
I was pooping. Pooping my pants.
So we were just like, Your Honor, we were there just to ghost hunt, and the whole room kind of breaks out in a little chuckle. And
We're serious.
We're like, we're serious. We weren't there to vandalize or do anything. And then I finally was like, I've got recordings on my phone to prove it. And he's like, oh, I got to hear this. You can approach the bench. And so I went up and let him listen to my phone. And at the time, we had an EVP caught.
Right.
It was the one that was like, let me go.
Yeah.
Or something.
That was so creepy.
Yeah.
And so he was like,
Saved by the ghost.
he still gave us a small fine. I can't remember.
It was like $250.
yeah.
Or was it 180?
I didn't even have to pay it.
Yeah, that's a bunch of BS.
You did it?
No, man. I went to go pay it, and they said it doesn't show you have it.
Oh,
fine.
jeez.
I was like, all right, cool.
Was it $250 each or total?
Each.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But
I want to say it was over $200.
I think it was.
Yeah.
But he even said, he's like, next time you want to do this, there's like ways to get
Avenues.
permission
Yeah.
and different things like this. And then he kind of gives us a little wink, and he's like, next time you do, though, let me know.
I'll give you my dad.
But yeah, but then
He's
it was
sitting
funny
in his
because
house somewhere, just pissed off that you guys never told him about ghosts.
I wonder when those guys are going to
If
call.
I ever find them again.
They're on five's a crowd.
It's the villain origin story.
I found him.
His evil name is the Judge.
Judgeinator.
No, but it was funny.
I
so
hope he's listening. How hilarious would that
That would be awesome.
the three of us, we carpooled together. Our wives weren't with us or anything. And we were on the way home, and Lisa happens to call. And
Oh yeah.
I think I picked up. And I told her, I was like, yeah, I'm like, Lisa, I'm so sorry. I'm like, Chris got kind of mouthy with the judge, and they ended up throwing him in jail. And you can hear her start to cry and stuff. I'm like, I'm totally kidding. He's right here. But at first she was just like, because she even said, she's like, that sounds like something he would do. Oh, that was fun.
She's like, I could see him doing that. I respect the authorities.
Oh man, it's so funny.
Depends.
Yeah, it's true.
Just don't expect.
I don't know if I
respect
ever
their rules.
Yeah, I don't know if I ever went to the Indian schools with you, Cam.
No, I never got to go
Never went?
because that was while I was on my mission.
Oh,
Well, you know,
And
it's
now
the
they're-
sacrifices you make.
You know, right?
and now they're condos.
Yeah.
Are they
lame.
really?
Yeah,
I hope
they're
those
all
people are
gone.
haunted.
Yeah, dude.
Dude, it's
I want to
like,
hear
just go knock on their
stories.
condos. They're like, hey, can we come
Talk
in
about
and-
an Indian burial ground,
Can we
bro.
spend the
Like,
night? Can we spend the night?
Yeah.
dude, just mess with them.
I wonder
Start
if the
knocking on their
tunnels are
windows.
still there. Just go hang out
No,
in the
they
tunnels.
probably basements. wouldn't
Yeah,
they?
they probably
No,
filled all that in with
Utility basements and stuff.
like
It was all dirt
foundations.
floor. It was all dirt floor.
They
Yeah.
probably redid the foundation and everything.
They probably did.
Yeah,
dug
how
it all
unsafe
out.
were those tunnels, man?
I don't
Literally,
know if they were on
I never walked on a cement floor. There was always dirt.
Always dirt.
Yeah. And then that one main room that had like the altar in it.
You know,
Did
the
see
one
that?
thing, the one thing that pissed me off is the only times I went. I think I went a total of 3. The once with just us, and then the other times we had too big of a group.
Yeah.
I
People
wa-
messing around.
Yeah, I wanted to go so bad again with just like us, just a small group, and really explore.
Who was the other groups we went with? 'Cause
One
I
time
do-
my brother-in-law was there and he was just like
Right.
trying to act all tough the whole
Right.
time. You're
Well,
like,
and
"Quit,
people
you-"
will get. I mean, they make jokes and
But they're
stuff to not be
scared.
scared.
Yes.
Yeah, it's all an effort to not be scared, but it ruins it.
Yeah.
It does.
pretend to not be
That's
scared.
like when I worked at a haunted house. Those people pissed that you jumped out and scared them. I'm not scared. Yeah, you're not even scary. Like,
Well, and there's
it's
science
like you're the
behind
idiot
it, like,
that paid $20 to not get scared.
right? Like laughter actually negates your fight or flight response. So like if you're laughing and in a happy mood, it like can't trigger.
So does,
Really?
So
Yeah.
does masticating though.
Chewing?
Chewing on something.
I was gonna ask what that is. I didn't know what that word meant. No, it wasn't that either. I thought like
That sounds like something.
I thought like
I think you can only do that in the shower.
I mean, I definitely don't want to run or fight or anything.
I love to masticate.
You have to hobble when you're doing that. You can't
I just
run.
want to sleep afterwards. No, I thought it was like another form of like masculine.
No,
That's
if
how
you're
I took
eating
it.
something.
Not
or-
chewing.
Yeah.
Well, we all learned something today.
Yeah, in some way, somehow, everyone
What's
learns
the whole
something new.
rainbow thing where it's like the things you know.
The more you know.
The more you know. That's
Or, you know.
I got more stories if we want to keep
Yeah,
going.
let's keep going. Sorry, that was a wild
How much-
sidebar, but that was fun.
No, it was.
Where are we at on time?
120.
120?
Hour 20?
Yeah.
Oh, dang.
Maybe we can wrap it up.
Wrap it up, shall we?
I think it's
Should
a
we do
good
one more?
capper to a good.
Good cap.
That's a good cap.
Yeah, good cap. All right. Well,
No
what's
cap.
our hashtag? Hashtag.
I didn't even want to go.
All right, I'll be the scapegoat for the evening. You can
That's
either
a
hashtag scapegoat or hashtag I didn't even want to go.
Man, I didn't even want to come.
Oh, that's beautiful.
I mean, they're not wrong. I didn't want to go. But- oh, you know what? I do. I remember what I went to with you. It was the railroad tracks.
yeah.
Yeah,
You see that
okay.
picture.
Behind
It looked like
Steve's
that
pond?
weird thing was up in there. No, the railroad. Well, actually, we did go there once.
Where?
Steed's Pond.
Oh, that's when you saw the railroad, the conductor behind me.
Like, yeah.
No, we went to the like Intercontinental Railroad.
Yeah.
Where Golden Spike.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Is that the picture of you by the barn?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
I was,
to the
I was
Weird
there.
floaty smoke.
Yeah.
The old camp.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
was-
was there for that.
Yeah, it was
I
us
think
four.
it was.
I think it was just us
Dove
four.
Creek Camp, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
Dove Creek Camp.
That was the, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
was
we
there.
never went
I
there
think it was us
illegally, though.
four. I literally think it was
No,
us
we
four.
got permission.
It was all permission.
Yeah,
100%.
we definitely didn't pass no
There were
trusses.
no fences.
Nope.
But so the picture they're talking about, I got a picture of Cam looking at this barn
This old rickety barn.
on a clear day, not a cloud in sight, nothing, no fog, no smog, nothing. And there's this
Like wispy face
wispy
looking thing.
face looking thing in the corner of the photo.
It was gross.
It's creepy. Anyway, thanks so much for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed it, and we hope you are having a happy, well, a spooky season. And we'll see you guys here next time.
Love
Bye.
you guys.
Right.
Boy.
And thanks for being part of this crowd.
I didn't want to come.
Tune in next week. We got more spooky coming your way.